My name's Mandy and welcome to my channel Pickety Stitch Life is So Creative. This vlog is all about knitting, sewing, crocheting, quilting or anything crafty I get up to in my little craft room in the UK. I apologise before I start about the lighting because it's not a brilliant day to actually do any videoing. We are overcast, we're expecting some snow here in the UK, so I'm gonna try and get this vlog finished whilst we still got some daylight hours. I'd like to start this section with knitting. I'm going to have to pop my glasses on because I can't read my show notes without them. Okay, so we're starting off today with the tambourine cardigan, which is to my left here. This was featured on Casey Mora's vlog. I think it was vlog number 11. Her channel on YouTube is called Creative Musings, and I really like the look of it. I think she knitted in like a petrol blue colour, and it's very vintage inspired. So it's from the e-magazine Pom Pom, and it's issue number 12, and this was designed by Julia Farwell Clay. It's in a double knitting, and I used Debbie Bliss Rialto wool, which is 100% extra fine merino. I'll just bring it up a little bit close and you can see it. I knit this on my Knit Pro Symphonies, and it's a bottom up, so you cast on all the rib at the bottom and start knitting your cardigan up. And then when you finish knitting the body, you then do the sleeves, which are knit in a tube. I attempted to do these magic loop way, and that was a bit of a mistake really, because I did get a bit of the ladder down the top of the sleeve. But that's not too bad now. It's sort of naturally coming out of that ladder, so it fits in okay with the rest of the knitted stitches. I've used vintage buttons, which were from my mum's stash, and also some ribbon, which she had in a stash as well. So that's down the button band. It's obviously called a tambourine because, as you can see, we've got some little tambourines there, and in the pattern these are called nups. Okay, I knit the cardigan a little bit longer because I think I've got a longer torso than average, so I don't like the cardigan to be too high around the waist. I like it a little longer, so I just put some extra rows in, and yeah, I like wearing this one. It's really warm, it's not very itchy because it is like I say, 100% extra fine merino wool. So there we go, the tambourine cardigan. So anyway, whilst I was on holiday in Florida, I decided to knit the Salal cardigan. It wasn't while I was on holiday because I took the wool with me from the UK, but it was a knit along which was initiated by Andy Satterland, who designed this. Andy Satterland tends to design vintage inspired knitwear. Okay, and you can buy her, she has a group on Ravelry, but you can actually purchase her patterns there, or you can go to her website, which is Untangling Knots. This knit along was for the Salal cardigan, and I bought the wool from Holly's Haberdashery in Newcastle under Lyme, and you can also get the wool online, and it is Bergère de France sport weight, which is 51% worsted wool and 49% acrylic, and it is really warm. It's knit on a 4.5mm needle, so you can tell it is quite a thick wool, and it's going to fly off the needles very quickly, which is what we want. This is a plain knit back, but then we have these lovely lace panels at the front, and it just flies off the needle so quickly. What more can I tell you? I knit this a little bit longer because I don't like when cardigans end at the waist, and I applied a little ribbon there to the button band I got that from Hobbycraft, and these are Bakelite buttons which I purchased off the internet. I think the site was called Swagman's Daughter. So there we go, the Salal cardigan. It is a joy to wear. It is very warm. In fact, it is so warm I cannot wear it with a winter coat, and I live in the North Midlands, which is quite cold in the UK at this time of year, and I'm having to wear a light coat with it. In the office I've had to take it off sometimes because I'm just sweltering, so it's a very warm cardigan. So there we go, the Salal. Love it, and I might make another one soon. Ooh, however, it wasn't all good knitting news for me. I did attempt to make the Yulgrens jumper at Christmas time. The Yulgrens was... Oh, sorry about the noise outside. It's now sleety rain, what we call sleety rain outside, so you might hear it in the background, and I apologise for that. Okay, so I decided I wanted to knit a Christmas jumper, and Andy Satterland had brought out a pattern called Yulgrens, which I understand means Christmas tree in Swedish. So I picked a lovely shade of green for this, called by Sport Weight again by Berger de France, but this one's called Amois, and I thought this would make a lovely Yulgrens jumper. Now with Andy Satterland you knit them with a negative ease, and for some reason I decided to go the other way, and I wanted it a little bit looser, and unfortunately what happened is I knit more or less the whole jumper, and when I put it on I just didn't feel happy with it, and I thought it looked like a bit of an old gardener reel. I think it was the colour of the wall as well. It just wasn't doing it, and I said to my partner, I said, this isn't working out, and he said, well, I don't like to say. So I frogged the whole lot, and at the same time Katie from inside number 23 was test knitting the jumper for Andy Satterland, and she knitted in a lovely, I think it was a bottle green, forest green colour, and she decorated the tree with a vintage jewel at the top and some beads, and it looked absolutely beautiful. And I felt quite despondent because as soon as she had published the pattern I cracked on and knit the jumper and had to frog it. However, all is not lost. I've decided to knit the Hetty cardigan. And there we go. I don't know if you can see, if I bring it up close, the pattern. And I'm just on the cuff of my last sleeve, the second sleeve, and do the bottom band, and I'll be finished. So there we go, the Hetty cardigan, and I'll be able to show you that on the next vlog. Right, I don't know if you remember, but on one of my first vlogs I talked about knitting a sock, because everyone seems to knit these socks, don't they now? And there's a well-known pattern called the vanilla sock, and I thought, by Carla Denning from Nurturing Fibres, and I thought, why not give it a go? I don't know about the vanilla sock, but I think these ought to be called Coco the Clown socks, because just look how long they've turned out, and that's purely because I did not follow the pattern. It says to stop knitting an inch before the heel for the increase, and I carried on an inch after the heel, so that's why they're so long, but it doesn't matter because I wear them bunched up, so you can't really tell. This is with the afterthought heel. I really like that. And yeah, Kate Fassett wool, got them in a wool sale at the local wool shop. Job's a good one. I've been meaning to knit these for over a year, but I cracked on, finished them off, and then I decided to knit my partner a pair. Now these are, again, same pattern, vanilla socks, because not quite that adventurous yet to try anything else. And this one, again, you make it slightly wider, obviously, for a man's foot, but here we go. That is, looks like there's a hole there, but it isn't. It's where I've done magic loop. But I've used a Flegel heel on this one. So there we go. So I'm sorry if the light is reflecting in my glasses. There's nothing I can do about that at the moment, sorry. Now, there was a sale on in Holly's Haberdashery, and she's selling the West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply, which is 25% nylon and 75% wool, which is a blue face Leicester. So they're doing a range named after wild birds in England, and this one is called Owl. So that, when you're knitting it in a sock, gives you this pattern automatically. So it makes it very interesting to knit in. So it's good TV knitting, what I call TV knitting. And I've got the Flegel heel. I've decided to use a Flegel heel. It was a YouTube channel called Knitpecs. She does a really good tutorial on how to do the Flegel heel. No holds Flegel heel, it's called, if you pop that in. So then I bought some more wool, and this is called Pheasant. And I've knit one sock already. The toe up, these are, with the Flegel heel there. As you can see, these are a pheasant's colours. Beautiful. And I've bought some more wool because it's in the sale, and this one's called Wood Pigeon. Okay, so that's the mindless knitting, and now we're going over to do the sewing section. I needed some patterns. I needed some skirts for work, which I've made a couple, but my latest one is vintage inspired as usual, and I think it's a McCall's pattern. I'm going to put the picture in a minute to show you. But this is some fabric I purchased from Joann's whilst I was in the States, and you can see it's a tweed. And it hasn't got a waistband, it's a facing. So I've fully lined it, and I'm really pleased with this fabric. I mean, it was an absolute dream to sew with, and I've also put a binding on the hem so it's nice and neat. And yeah, I just love wearing this skirt. I will say to you, if you're going to Florida on holiday, if you're from the UK, you're going to Florida, one thing to do is download the Joann's and the Michael's apps, and Hobby Lobby, and you get these vouchers what will come up on your iPhone, and you go in and you scan them, and they're well worth using. So you might have something like 50% off one item, and it's nearly every day you get these offers coming through. So all holiday, all we do is I'm going to Tyrone Boulevard, to Joann's or Michael's, and I go in every day and use my vouchers. And it works out really well. I won't show you all my fabric haul because that'll be another hour. It's ridiculous. While I was there, I managed to buy lots and lots of Gertie fabric from, is it Gertie Hirsch? Yeah. Anyhow, that's another vlog. But let's carry on with the sewing makes this December and January. Let's carry on. This is a blouse I made. This is a butterick pattern, and I'll just pop that there for you so you can see. That's how it should look. I made a bit of a mistake up here. That should sort of go like that, but anyhow, never mind. This fabric I purchased from Sew Over It. It's called Brockwell Gardens, and it's 100%, I think it's a polyester crepe. But there we go. I absolutely love it. And I've had a few compliments. The only thing I did different is on the frill, it's single layer, and it just looks so messy. So I just did a double frill. And it has got a placket. I've left it open to show you, so you can hide your buttons. And there we go. And it looks really nice with the Salal cardigan. If I just pop this round, and that's how I've been wearing it. So yeah, really pleased. And with my brown skirt, that's a little me made outfit for work. So two other blouses I've made as well are the Anderson blouses by Sew Over It. Now this was a kit I purchased, and so you get the pattern and you also get the fabric. Now it is a good job I know about making blouses, because I just couldn't fathom when I was about to cut out what the problem was, but I emailed them. They were very prompt in emailing back, and there was a glitch with the pattern, which they sent me the correct instructions. So job was a good one, and I really like this. I've had some compliments when I wear this. It's quite a nice colour, and it really does suit me, that colouring does. And I also made another one. This fabric again I bought from Joann's. Now when you look at it, you probably think, but I get loads of compliments for wearing this one. It's got little sparkly bits on, which I wear with my black skirt when I go out, if I'm going somewhere dressy, you know, where you need to dress up a little bit. Yeah, really pleased. This one crosses over right, and I think this one crosses over left, so I don't know what I did there. But I didn't put it does go baggy at the bottom, and it's quite wide, and I think they put like a tie belt in or something, but I didn't do that. I just took it in my skirt, and jobs are good. So there we go, the Anderson blouses. I've made two now, so I think I'll leave it at that for a while. But I do like them. They're nice and baggy and comfortable to wear. So this is my next mate. Now I've had a revelation. I've had this book. Oh, sorry, I'm going to move some clutter out the way. I've had this book for years. It's called Dressmaking the Complete. Let me just get it in so you can see. And I bought it from a bookshop. I think it says here it's £25, but I think I got it cheaper than that from one of these. It's one of these. There's a chain of them stores. I think it's something like Bookworks or something like that. Anyhow, so there's a website you go on, and it gives you loads of tips on sewing. But there's a website, their website, you go on to download the patterns. And so in the back of the book, as you can see. Let me just show you there. Let me bring it in. This is useless. Right, there. You can see there's a classic top. And they do 2 other variations. So when you download the pattern, the PDF pattern, basically you do alterations, what they tell you to the pattern to make the other variations. There's a few dresses in there, different types of dresses, empire, line, skirts, jacket, so trousers. So there's quite a few patterns you get with that. So it's the number of patterns you get is well worth over £25. So that's worth it alone, the patterns. Now the thing is, when you download the patterns, you download your size. So what I've done on the computer is, I did this years ago, it's on my old laptop actually, is I made a folder for each pattern, and then I downloaded each size. So when you go on, if you're a size 14, which I'm not, but if you were, you select the top for size 14. So unfortunately you don't get the option of downloading the PDF and then tracing off your size. The other good thing, but it is advantageous because the way they've done their PDFs, it's a cinch to stick together. I mean, with all good intentions, most PDFs, you put them together and they go a little bit out of line. These don't. So I've quite enjoyed actually putting this pattern together. And this is the second variation on the round neck top. And all you did is you had to go down a few inches and make a slash to make this pussy bow, this bow tie blouse basically. And I am so pleased with this because I decided to what they call make a wearable toile or muslin, and this was some fabric I purchased from Abercorns in Hanley, Stoke-on-Trent. He's got quite a few stores in the north of England, and it's quite cheap, I'll tell you that. It's like our Joann's. And I went in and they have a fabric bin, and it's got a lot of chiffon, and I bought this thinking, well, I'll use this for making an infinity scarf, and there was quite a lot of it, and I thought, you know what, I'll make a blouse out of this, see how I go. And this is the finished article, and I am really pleased. I haven't put cuffs on. I just wanted to see if the pattern I downloaded would fit, and I'm really pleased with that. I was so chuffed I wouldn't take it off the dummy for a while. So partly gets, are you going to wear that? And I'm going to say, yeah, I'm really pleased. I can't keep looking at it. I'm so pleased how it's all worked out. It's so neat. Used for this, I used a Microtex needle. Schmetz. I always use Schmetz needles. And the Microtex is for fine fabric. And once you've sewn with Microtex, you'll not be sewing with anything else when you come to sew with fine fabrics, because it just goes through and glides through the fabric so easy, and you don't get the slippage. So yeah, really chuffed with my mate there. So I've just downloaded the other pattern, which is a shirt with a yoke, and but I'm putting a Peter Pan collar on instead. So I'll be knitting. So got knitting on the brain. I'll be sewing with that later on this afternoon, my Sunday afternoon sew. And there we go. So, anyways, I've been watching a lot of sewing vlogs, and I've noted that a lot of sewists are doing the sew resolutions, where they pick their resolution for the month, what they're going to sew. Now last year I was looking at vlogging once a month and at least making and showing a couple of projects that link to that month. So for example, for January I was looking at having a jersey January where I'd make at least a couple of projects from Jersey Knits. So looking at the patterns, I wanted to make a cocoa dress, but I think you need a good pontoroma for that, and I haven't seen any I really particularly like just lately. So I downloaded a sweater called the Astoria from Seamworks magazine, which you go onto the collect website, you know, the collect patterns, and if you scroll down you'll see Seamworks, and you can buy the Astoria pattern now as a single PDF, which I've done. And this is another wearable to have. This is again is some fabric I purchased from Abercorn. I think it was about a £5. It's a velvet. It's got a bit of the 70s vibe going on. If I put my sleeve there, it's a better sort of picture. Okay, it's velvet. Oh, there goes my glasses. And I've done it, I've cut it out so when, you know, the pile goes down, so it's soft when you stroke down. And I'm really pleased with this, really pleased. I was a little bit idle. I didn't sew with the double needle. I have got a double needle, but I didn't bother doing that because I'm a little bit impatient. And I cut this out, and I made this up on Friday night, and then I went downstairs and cut another one out and made another one. So this is how quick they are to sew up. I use again a Schmetz needle, a jersey, a stretch needle for that. So this fabric is from Sew Over It website, and it's called Fandance, and I do know that she's still got some in. I reckon you can get away with 1.5 meters for the Astoria, but I don't like to play fabric checking. I think I did order 2 meters of this, but it's like I thought it was a navy, but I think it's like a black, looks black, but the fans are in a coral, and it's called Fandance. So that's my 2 jersey projects for January, Jersey January. And I've also finished off, I think on my last vlog I was making a long cardigan, and this is jersey as well. And I got this fabric. I'll insert a picture and the pattern for you. I've made one of these before. These are really forgiving, very slimming effects, which, you know, we need all the help we can get when we get older. And this one, this fabric I bought in a sale from Minerva Crafts. And I've also made myself a little cardigan, and that's in the velvet. I mean, this isn't so much stretchy, but you know, it was, again, I think it was only, there's a tack still in that. I've been going out in it. Oh, never mind. This was just some cheap velvet from Abercorn's again. I'll pop it on the dummy. This is a black cardigan I made. It's black velvet. I don't think you're meant to use velvet for this actual pattern. It does say stretchy knit, but it has got a little bit of stretch in it. So, and I wanted something. I think it's nice at night time if you've got something just to go out in what's a bit showy, a bit classy. So there we go. I wore that with my Anderson blouse, you know, the black and white one I showed you with the sparkles. It looked quite pretty. So there we go for Jersey January, and I'd just like to finish off this vlog now by showing you a couple of quilts I've finished. I really adore quilting, and there's not many vlogs really on quilting, so it would be nice if we managed to get some more vloggers. You might have remembered, I think I pieced this quite a few months ago and showed it on a vlog, but now I've actually quilted it up. So this is the finished quilt. And I've used again the Susie's Magic binding to finish off this. I haven't traditionally quilted it, I've used a red zigzag stitch. So I've used plain white cotton and this fabric. I think I may have bought this from America when I was there. This like a rosebud and then a grey spot. Well, a grey fabric with a white polka dot on and then the red stripe, and it's just squares sewn together and then quilted with the zigzag. And the back of the fabric I've used just plain white, so that's what the back looks like with the binding, and then the binding at the front goes like that. Okay, and then I've pieced one, and this one's for my grandson, and this is called Magic, oh no, it's called Disappearing, what am I on about? Disappearing 4-patch, or 9-patch, Disappearing 9-patch. So basically you get your squares of fabric and you sew 3 across by 3 down, and then you cut and slice in the middle and across and twist them round and sew your quilt together. So this is the Disappearing 4-patch. Now, 9-patch, what am I on about? Now, this fabric I did buy from the States. It's the grey fabric. Got like little deers on and foxes and looks like raccoons. You can tell I bought this from the States because we don't have raccoons here. And then the grey I bought from there as well to go with it. Now I understand the walls were turquoise in the nursery, so I threw in an accent colour, and that's by Kona, and I bought the Kona fabric from Holly's Haberdashery. So if I step back, hopefully you can see the actual design, and I'll put a photograph in so you can see it better. At the moment it's pieced together, so this will need to be quilted up. I've got my batting ready and also my backing fabric, and I'm going to bind it in the Kona fabric, so when this is completed I'll be able to show you a picture of that. So I think that's it. Oh, acquisitions. I'm not going to sit here and show you my fabric all because we'll be here for hours, but I'd just like to show you that when I was in Florida I went into Hobby Lobby. I mean, this was $4.99, $5 should we say, which just probably equates at the time to about $3. And I got a little Simplicity bag, and I also got a little notebook. So yeah, I was really chuffed with that. And what, as you go through the pages, there's like little pictures of the vintage patterns, and this, and the last is one of the patterns I've made. I think you can see that on vlog 1. So there we go. That's it for this month, and hopefully I'll see you back in February, and I thought I might call it Frugal February. I've decided to do for Frugal February is for every, I'm going to use all the I'm just going to sew from a stash, okay? So, but I can't go on a complete fabric and yarn diet. I can't. So, if I buy a piece of fabric, then I've got to make at least 3 projects from my existing fabric stash. Same with jumpers. Anything I buy for yarn, I've got to make at least another article from the yarn stash. So that way it'll be a frugal February. So I look forward to seeing you next time, and hopefully I'll have a blast from the past as well, and hopefully I'll have that quilt finished to show you that, and some frugal mates. Okay, until next time, bye.